Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I'm bringing out this video of me talking about a board game, doing a review of a board game. I'm actually joined here with a fellow colleague of mine, Mr. Friendly Neighborhood Gamer himself, FNG Raleigh and C over here.
Hey, how you doing?
And we just...
Hello, everybody. No.
Oh, no.
It was very hard for me not to say that when you turned it back on.
Yeah, you can totally do it if you want to. Just,
No, that's fine.
Okay. All right, and we live stream on Twitch, usually on Bear's channel, on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/FNG Raleigh and C for his channel. I also live stream on Twitch, mostly solo stuff. That's twitch.tv/CulBlu, CulBlu. Check us out there at our individual channels and stuff. But we just got done playing BattleCON. This is the first edition, not the second one. So I know that it did have like a little cool effect, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we're going to do a review of it. So let me go ahead and get our background music started here. And I will start by saying, level 99, please bring this game back. I enjoy this game a lot. I do think this game you have to like, or just kind of want to be in that 1-to-1 or 1v1 mindset. I do not think this game is for everybody for sure, and some of these characters are hard as dirt to play. Hard as crap to play. However, I really wish level 99 would bring this game back. It is basically out of print, and you can find secondhand copies if you can find a used board game store, but... Bear, this is your first time ever seeing or playing this game. What are your thoughts?
So the first character I played was...
Mr. Eligor.
Eligor. He's rank 1, simple. And I started getting it by the end of the game, but I feel like it was too late by then. He was he wanted you to come to him, and then he would react to what you were doing.
Yeah, punch in the face.
Whereas the second, my brain could grasp that. Half the game I didn't know what I was doing. The second half I was starting to put the pieces together. And by the end I'd kind of figured it out. The second time I played Octavia, who's a sniper and wants to be nowhere near you.
Yeah, opposite, exact opposite.
Oh, you got him over there, yeah. Exact opposite style, and you got to guess what the priority your opponent's going to play, so you can stun them or go before them.
And for the characters, for me, the ones that I played basically 2 heavyweights. I didn't pick the first heavyweight on purpose. I just picked the character that Bear said, nah, I'm not going to play. I'm going to play this other person randomly. So I played Alexian, King Alexian, the 37th, by the way. That's his full name.
The 37th?
Okay. It's King Alexian the 37th. It's XXXVII.
Can you imagine if so many of your family members were named the same thing as you?
Yeah, it's like, which one?
36 previous people had the same name.
I feel like they use nicknames. Like, is it Alex? No, I'm Al. Call me Al.
They would like shorten it up and make it different. But anyways.
And then my second character was Caesar. So as you can see, I just kind of leaned into I'm a big boy. I'm just going to walk at you and just like try to punch you. So 2 very different sets of characters. Definitely King Alexian had a run for his money with Eligor. Caesar also had a run for his money with Octavia, but I was able to close the gap a few critical times.
I disagree, because you had the, I come back from the dead, and then
You had to shoot me again?
Yeah,
I didn't get to use it, though.
You literally were Jason Voorhees, just walking me down, and if I had actually killed you, you would have just not, yeah. So, I like this game. I want to say, I would want to play it a few more times. It's like a game that I'd want to get to the table a few more times. Because this is not a game that you're going to walk up to and be like, man, I just immediately understand it and I get it all. Like, you got to learn these characters, much like any other actual fighting game. You've got to learn those characters because it's...
Yep.
Like, you got to figure out the combos, you got to figure what things go best with what. But that's the opposite as well for the same thing for any other video game. I know this isn't a video game, but any other video game.
Fighting game, yeah.
You kind of figure out what your opponent's going to do, and then you can understand, how to counter it very well.
Correct.
So this is a game that has I would say a steep learning curve. So if you're not going to take the time to learn it, at least play with other people that aren't going to take the time to learn it as well.
Or just play with people who are going to play it more than once. Because this is definitely one of those games where you can have a really fun experience playing once or twice with some of the basic people, but it really, kind of to your point, the more you play it, the more you kind of get to know the characters and get to know, not necessarily the world, but just like the mechanics. It starts making more sense of hey, I got stunned, but I have these good effects that are going to help me out next turn. Or for my character stunned himself a few times after becoming very threatening. So for me...
I still missed you. It's like the man can't move and I still can't shoot him because I did math wrong.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a lot of little small, tiny things like that. That was... that specific situation, Bear was preparing to do a really heavy hit, and all his big cards were far range, which was...
I looked at what cards will give me the most damage and didn't
Yeah.
stop to think about range. I just was like, yeah, this will be fine.
Yeah,
And then I ended up shooting off the board when
Over
his
me,
character
yeah.
was here, and I was shooting too far.
Which again is a hallmark for the characters. I mean, and they have a few different type of characters you can play. Like we played, I played heavyweights. You played a counter character and a disruptor character. So I found for myself from playing this game, from the times I remember playing this game, and the sparse playthroughs that I have. I think in total I might have 7 playthroughs of this game ever over the course of my entire life having this game, and I've had this game for at least.
When did this game come out?
I think this one came out in 2000. I want to say 2014. Let me see.
Oh wow, over 10 years.
Yeah, first edition of BattleCON Devastation down is 2013. So 2013 is when this whole series is kind of on and popping, doing this whole thing. And I've had this game. I don't want to say I had it roughly when it came out, but I definitely had this game on my shelf for at least 7 years. And over the 7 years, I played once a year, roughly, including the 2 playthroughs here. So not even once a year, because there's 2 playthroughs between the sample playthrough and this playthrough. But I've always had a fun time playing different characters, and I've found that I feel better with rushdown characters. So characters that kind of run into your face, or characters that have some way to close the gap. Because other characters who have like traps and puzzles, and I put a 6 over here, put a 7 over there. Do the meme 6, 7. Bear likes when I do the meme. So I just kind of put those things and kind of be tricky and trying to sneaky. I can do okay with those characters, but it just feels less. It feels like I'm working instead of playing a fun game. And I don't want to say that makes the game not good or that makes it not a good experience, but I can guarantee you for Bear, Eligor being you hit me, I'm gonna punch you real hard was much more fun than okay, let me do some calculations. All right, let me do some calculus, differential equations, and okay, you're gonna do a 3, and then I play a 2, and he's like, damn.
Whatever that box is, I really like it in comparison to this box.
Well, so the box that Bear's pointing at, I have War of Indines. So one thing that was really cool about this series, because this series is virtually out of print, you can probably find copies really easy because people are trying to get rid of the first edition stuff, because second edition exists, and some people don't really want the first edition without the erratas. But War of Indines and Devastation of Indines came out around the same time. So Devastation of Indines has, I think, what is this? 5 times 6, so 30 characters. This one has what is this? 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 18 characters. These are all different characters. Mm-hmm. So this is 18 characters. You can fight against those characters. You can mix and match between the two. And there's one more box that I don't have that I was trying to get for the first edition, but I can't find it for a reasonable price to have the rest of the characters. But there's like 80 characters in this game. And
every one of them plays differently.
Every one of them plays differently. Some people might be slightly better versions of like a trap character. Like I think Haikuru. This character is a better version of the level 1 trap character in this game. But the level 1 trap character in this game is a level 1 trap character. Is like he's like basic traps. His stuff just does like 1 damage, 1 priority, stuff like that. But the thing about it is like they as in level 99 have put a lot of work into making these characters. And there's a lot of balance issues, especially with first edition. Second edition fixed some of that. But I just like the fact that there's so many characters, the different things you can play. And that's why it's beneficial to have somebody who wants to play it. And you can even do a full tournament with this, honestly.
I mean, that was something I was thinking about. Like you were saying this is a 2 to 4 player game. Oh, sorry, 1 to 4 player game. You could play this by yourself, right?
The solo mode is not, it virtually doesn't exist.
Okay. So 2 to 4 players.
Right.
Have you ever tried 4 players?
I have never tried 4 players. A 2v2. I've never. It's hard to find. It's hard to find 1v1 to be honest for this game because like I said, this game is very. If you like fighting games and like the idea of fighting games, but maybe can't execute with them, like myself, this is perfect. I love this. I love the whole mind game of like, okay, let me try to do this, and like in that last turn, there was one situation to where, oh no, you did it. I was going to attack you. But you had some moves, so your stuff got nullified, but you just walked right next to me and you said, I'm just going to stand next to you. I was like, what? And that was the one time I did a range attack. Normally I wouldn't do that, but it worked out for you. And it's like those clutch moves, like that stuff is cool to talk about afterwards. It sucked for me during, but it ultimately worked out.
I mean, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, thanks. It was a hard time.
As you're like beating my character's face into the ground, and I'm like, I need to shoot you. No.
I had 4 health out of 20. You had
a reset.
I had 5 health out of 20.
I would be interested in playing this game more. So you said this is first edition. What about second edition? Is that easier to find?
So second edition is easier to find. They're both out of print. Level 99 does not sell these games directly anymore, from what I understand. The Exceed fighting series is what people rather play, and I think the Exceed series is basically you play 1 card to do your attack instead of like this double card style base system. But I love the idea of the style base system because you can mix it up and do different things. But I guess
I kind of really like you described this game to me, and I was like, this seems complicated. And then we started playing, I was like, this seems complicated. But then like I said, halfway through the first game, I was like, okay, this is starting to click, and I'm figuring it out.
Right.
I would definitely want to play this again, and I think that I'm going to jump on board with you, or like bring it back. I think it's great.
Yeah, bring it back because like you got all these beautiful characters to do. Like
I don't know where they're going to go with it because they've got, like you said, they got 80 characters. But
yeah, you got like give me like a $200 like everything's here edition. Oh, they did one huge Kickstarter where they had every character. This game has a lot. As with fighting games, they have a lot of costumes. There's a lot of variants for all these characters, and they have different packs for it. And there are an excessive number of Kickstarter exclusives that came out at times because this ran on Kickstarter too. I don't have those clearly. However, I say all that to say that there's a lot of variety in the base game box, but there are also variants of the character. Like there's a version of your character that they guess a number and they do damage.
That ain't my character.
Sorry. A lot of variants of different characters, different costumes. You also have stages, so there's some stuff that we super didn't play with. Here's my fan made custom one that I did. I printed all this myself and glued it all myself.
This is the first time you're tuning into the Blues channel. He is really big into storage solutions, which is one of the main reasons why I follow him.
Oh yeah.
I like to see, one, the way he's going to do it, and two, what is that German word where you like to watch people?
Schadenfreude? Yeah. See like all just come together?
No, it's like you're struggling, and like I enjoy you. Like, oh no, I don't have a storage solution for this, and having to sit here and struggle with it. I enjoy watching that.
Yeah, for sure. But this, basically, someone made this to be a character select screen. I forget who it was on Board Game Geek a long time ago, but I printed it out over time, and then I put it all together. They have bosses. Those are the boss you can use. Multiple versus different characters. There's 3 different bosses. There's also Megalodonna, Twilight. Oh, jeez, how do you pronounce that? You're better at pronouncing words than I am.
Twilight.
Magdalena. There's Twilight Magdalena, who's apparently just like a huge like boss character that it's a small box, but there's all this stuff in here. And the reason why I'm bringing up this is because I do have the different stages. And
well, that'd be cool. Like if you could change this and have like different backgrounds and
So
environments and stuff.
So the stages, what they do is they basically add different rules to the environment. I'm not going to look at all this and read it, but my favorite thing about it is just the pretty artwork. Like these are all just really pretty and different and creative. Some of them have like the borders. If you do an attack and you push somebody into the border, or what's the action? Throw. Whatever the grasp is, if you throw them into the border, then you'll do like 1 extra damage to them. And they have different abilities. Some of them have like, the board is continuous, so you go over here and you pop out over there.
That's what I was saying. Like if I could, with the sniper lady, if I could have like continued to move out of the way of you, because you had a lot of abilities that I couldn't move past you, so I was stuck in this like tube of a hallway that I couldn't. Like I have a sniper rifle. Why would I ever be there with a sniper? Yeah, so
right. You're like, I don't want to die. No, that's I understand. And they also have strikers, because in fighting games you have strikers. Like sometimes you can play a card or like play a thing. A guest character shows up, does like an attack, and then goes away. So you have different strikers that you can add. I don't think I have strikers. I say I don't think I have strikers because I don't remember what I have in this box anymore. It's empty.
Well, that brings me up with the question that I have for you. This game's what? Over 10 years old.
Over 10 years old, yep.
Why do you still have it?
I still have it because I'm stuck on the idea of like, this is a fighting game, board game, and some of my board games, I think I said this a long time ago, some board games exist in my collection for prosperity reasons. Like Seven Wonders is one of the few that I finally got rid of because like, I'm never going to play that game. I don't care about the mechanic of it. There's other drafting games that exist, but this game is very, very, very unique because it's a 1v1 fighting game. And I mentioned that the Exceed system exists. I'm a little bit upset that that game kind of took this one out of print. But I love the system. I like the building your cards and the fact that, I have my cards here for Eligor, and not Eligor, sorry, the cards here for Eligor, and you can do a counter dash, and then you do it with somebody else. You do it with Caesar here, and Caesar's doing a bulwark dash, and I just love that just building the words type thing. I don't know, that to me that's just really cool. You can see that the stats are built, so they're added together, and you get the total of whatever the two are. That to me is just such a cool, novel thing that I just really don't want to get rid of this game, especially since I know it's out of print. And back when I had it, I was like, okay, somebody's got to want to play this game with me. Somebody's got to enjoy this game. I see all these different things. There's different strategy you can do. I can't really play solo unless I want to do two-handed, but that kind of defeats half of the game. I really want to keep this game to find somebody who might want to play this game with me, so that's the reason why it's still on my shelf. It's a very unique mechanic. No other game that I have plays like this. And I have a lot of games on my shelves. And again, the game that replaced it, the Exceed system, I just kind of wrote it off immediately. I probably should give it a shot, but I spent enough money on this one.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. So, that being said, what would you... where did this fall on your board game rating?
Unfortunately, this one falls somewhat short for me on the board game rating because it is a very, like you said, experience-heavy game.
Right.
If you play this game with a lot of experience, you will just do better. You can get lucky with some guesses, but somebody pressing a bunch of buttons will get wrecked by somebody who's just paying attention.
Can you get lucky with some guesses?
I mean, if you just keep guessing 6 or 7, it's going to happen eventually, But that goes
doing 2 every time, and then eventually you'd forget and stumble into it. But yeah,
right, that goes along with it. Say that using the meme of 6 and 7, 6.5 is what was a fall for me. Not because that's what I was going to say, like the 6 or 7 meme, but I was going to say 6.5.
Not 6.7.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6.7 just for you, Bear. I'll give it a 6.7 out of 10. Okay. And even combined with this Brethren like War of Indines, which I haven't opened the shrink wrap for the cards yet. I didn't realize that that game was still shrink wrapped. I got it used. Some people apparently just buy games and never open them, like monsters. At least open my games. I may not play them, but I open them. So.
I've got multiple games that I haven't opened yet because I haven't had a chance to play them yet. So
monster, Bear's clearly a monster, but yeah, 6.5. So what about for you?
I'd give this probably about a 5. If you're gonna play it like once a year, like some monster.
Once every 5 years.
But if I had a group that was willing to play it more than once in a while, I'm thinking it would definitely raise it 2 points.
2 whole points.
Yeah, because I mean,
okay.
The fact that there are so many characters is appealing to me because it's like, I don't know. You played Dota. I played League of Legends. You played League of Legends for a while.
Yeah,
I still play Heroes of the Storm. I like those kind of games where it's like, man, there's so many characters and they have like their own unique abilities.
Right.
So this kind of game would be kind of fun in that way.
Yeah, they all do a thing. There's also variants, different modes you can do. You have finishers. You have cancel attacks. So you can do things where like you do an attack and then your opponent does a thing and then you sacrifice your ult to like cancel that attack and do another attack knowing what they have. And it's like there's really like pulse attacks or a thing. This game has extra levels of stuff that I never dug into with the variants. I'm just saying that
you can't get past the first or second games.
There's also Almighty cards. There's also beta cards. So basically there's different bases that do slightly different things. So this game does give you a lot in the box. I will say that the pretty penny that I paid for this a long time ago, because I think this game was $80 MSRP back in the days. That pretty penny was definitely well worth it when it comes to value, and that makes me like the game more. So yeah, I'm sticking with 6.5 though. Like I kind of want to go to 7, but
you're already at 6.7.
Oh, you're right, 6.7. There you go. That's a 7 in some people's books. But yeah, these are different type of characters.
What was the? Because you learned this game. You learned how to play this game on your own.
Yeah.
What is this instruction book? How does it make you feel?
I learned how to play this game from a YouTube video. That was before I was making an attempt to learn from the rulebook. I didn't have the focus levels. More specifically, I wasn't taking ADHD meds back then. So as a result, hey, pretty video. Okay, now I can play the game. But if I were to kind of give this rulebook a run for it, some people have complained that the tutorial, which is all here, it's kind of I don't know. It's very storybookish. Like it's kind of all over.
It kind of hurts my eyes looking at it.
Yeah. Oh, you also don't like the art, but this is kind of like a
Well, I mean, not taking that into account. Just the whole back and forth conversation these characters are having. It's like I'm reading a comic book, except for there's no pictures for the comic. There's like a few pictures for the comic book.
Right. Yes. Oh, hello, cat. Hello. Oh, good night. Thanks. Check eBay. Oh, hey. Yes. So I'll say this part is a little bit distracting, but they do have rules for people who like to read rules back here that explain things a little bit less of a cartoony way. They also have examples inside of here. So the rule book is very like well laid out from the perspective of it's there. I really wish these were just bold titles and not like stylistic bold titles. So it kind of hurts my eyes to look at just like what does it say? Rachel? No, recycle. Okay, all right, got you.
Yeah, like font is a thing. I think people need to
like I can't. You can barely see that one. That's a bold title. Triggers. Allegedly. I say allegedly because I overlooked it for a second.
Yeah.
So the rulebook could probably use some work, but I've seen way worse rulebooks, for sure.
I would be curious to see what the version of the second edition looks like.
Mm-hmm. And the second edition's box has tuck boxes already, so that's one of the big draws to it. That's another reason why I refuse to get rid of my beautiful creation over here. It's not beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's pretty enough.
Would you ever want to go back and print those in color?
I have them printed in color. I just haven't glued it together. Because just to get the story behind this, a long time ago when I was putting this together, I put together all the black and white ones because I had them all printed out and cut it and everything. And then I stopped because I'm never playing this game. Why am I doing this? So I had everything. I had these cards not in their tuck boxes. And then later on, I printed it in color because I had my own printer that could do it. And then I finished the tuck boxes. So that's why these ones, these are flights 4 and 5. These are in or levels 4 and 5 characters. These are in color. Levels 1 through 3, they're not. Not because I haven't unlocked them. It was just I worked on these ones first because we use those boxes the most. The tuck boxes are nice because you can take all the bits and pieces. Some characters have tokens. You can put those in the same box.
I think you should take the colored versions of these for every character that you've played.
Oh, that'd be
slowly
cool.
but surely.
Just like unlock the characters.
Well, you got to play it first, and then once you win a game, which you've now won 2 games with 2 different characters, you can now fill in those boxes.
These are my victory characters. I've won a game with every single one of these characters.
And in fact, I would take these out and put them in black and white.
That's a lot of folding and gluing. I don't know if I had the heart to do it, Bear.
Yeah, I get it. But
yeah.
Okay. Well, the rule book's not bad. The homemade boxes definitely makes it more unique.
Select your character. It's a character select screen.
Yeah.
It's cool. All right. Okay, so you gave it a 5. Is there... you mentioned not cooperative, competitive would make it better. My question to you is...
It is competitive. Like you could do a tournament.
A tournament, right? That's what I meant to say. Would you do a tournament with it, though?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. All right. Duly noted.
Again, it's an issue that this game's not in print anymore, so you're the keeper of it, unless somebody else at home's got it. And then so you'd have a bunch of people wanting to play level 1 characters, and then you run out and you had you'd have to do like a training day before you did your actual tournament. But yeah, if you could find 20 other people,
ooh, that's a lot of people. You know what? You said that out loud. I think
you could do like a bracket.
This is a great 1v1 game. I agree. This is a great 1v1.
I'd be interested in trying about 2v2.
Okay.
Max player count.
Yes. Oh no! Stop. All right. Sometime in the future, but okay. That's gonna be it for all of that. Any final words regarding the game before we go?
If you've enjoyed this video, please leave us a comment below.
If you can find me on Twitch, that's twitch.tv/CulBlu, that's CulBlu, or YouTube, which is where you're probably watching this. And Bear, where can people find you again? Twitch.tv/FNG Rally NC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
I'm gonna write this on a card. Every time we do it, I'm gonna pull it out and read it.
I feel like you're gonna see videos in the future. Bear has it written on his hand as he's doing this stuff. You can find me on.
I'm gonna write it on my foot and just like.
Oh, that'll be a good advertisement. Just put your foot on the table. It's right there. Sushi would clip that.
Sushi clip a lot. Anyways.
All right. So that's going to be it for this video, though. We're going to clean up all this stuff and pack out the box and get on out of here. Feel free to check out our playthroughs as well. But otherwise, thank y'all very much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And as always,
this is your channel.
As always, I thought you were gonna do your dice rolling.
This is your video, not mine.
And as always, I'll see you all whenever.